All right, folks, you're looking at Jim Leard right there. He is, a.k.a. the Iron Man, in my eyes, because the dude puts in the time, the effort. I'm not sure if he ever won the award, but he definitely does at least 4 or 5 motos. How do you do that? I tried 3 this time, and I was wore out. And I don't know how you do it, Jim, but you're gonna have that title for a while, because even if it's self-imposed. We get started here with race 5 in the Millennium 125 expert class, and he's got Kira Grove to deal with right off the bat. Jumping into 56J, that's going to be Jay Fetters. And like I told Jim, I said, hey buddy, I said, a good race on your part leads to a horrible video. Not that anybody wants to see you go out there and not give it your best, and you want to just keep mixing it up. You couldn't really escape too many people, but he found a way to either get in front of or get in behind of the 2 groups that were out there in this moto, and he ended up being by himself. So I said, hey, we're going to split this up a little bit. So I had him wear the GoPro a couple of different times, and it was my extra one. So he wore the PV 100 class in race 2. You'll see that coming up here in just a little bit. We'll cut this one short. Here comes 4J Greff. What does he got under the hood of that baby? Going down that straight stretch like it was nothing. Standing up, getting all of it, throwing roost over everybody. I love it. I'm going to give you a little insight on Jim here in just a little bit. Tried browsing over the notes that I asked him. I said, give me a little bit about yourself. And you know what? I think it'd be better off if I skimmed and read a little bit of this as I'm looking at it, because I don't do it justice. He gave me a great synopsis of how he's been. And I think that'd be a good addition to this series, is getting to know some of these guys. I mean, did you know that he has 5 daughters, came from upstate New York, up around the Syracuse area? You'll find all that out here in just a little bit. We'll start that in the second moto. And it's interesting learning about these guys. And how about that second berm right there? I love it. Cannot escape Mr. Fetter right there. But he doesn't seem to have the horsepower to get around him either. He can get up close. He's getting the front of Jim's jersey dirty, but that's about it. Oh my God, who was that came around the outside? I think I slowed this down, and if I'm wrong, sorry, but I think that was E. Carter, a missile, going around the outside. He had to hit that jump in 5th gear, never slowed down. I mean to tell you, 2 for 1 down that straight stretch, and he is just, he's gone. Look at that, gone. And by the way, Jim, you made it around 56J, and that is amazing. And right there's where things kind of separate, and we're going to take 2. For race 2. Because after that, there's nobody in front of Jim. And in this race, he's going to be in the PV 100 class. You got Ryan Crawford right there. And he's giving them all he can do. Mr. 99 for Ose is letting that right leg hang out a little bit on that bull taco. I love racing the bull tacos. Them babies are strong. My cousins had a whole stall of them. It was fun to, I know, and I recognize just about all of them. And when you come to the Nationals, you're going to see some top-notch equipment, let me tell you. You're going to see 921 Bisco, C17, that's going to be our own Joe Cole. A61 Brant 50E is going to be a big player in this one. That's E. Lee. And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry, but telling you right now, keep your eyes out. This is not a bad moto. Let me give you a little bit of so I'm going to read over this, and hopefully it comes across good on the mic. He said that my moto history is pretty simple. He said he would sneak rides on a neighbor's mini bike until he got his first brand new MX 119. It was in 1980 on his 10th birthday. He was from Chester County, but they moved to the Frackville area when the new mall went in, and he rode all over those coal mines, he said. He said he dabbled each weekend a little bit with bikes, including the 87 TT 350 that he bought brand new immediately after high school in Indiana in 1988. He pretty much packed his bikes up and didn't race until he was 37. He was living with 5 daughters in New York and Syracuse. And then he said, God put me smack dab in the middle of a motocross arena, and he served as the president of the local motocross club. He said they had a ton of fun together as a family, which I can totally attest to, practicing and racing in upstate New York, tracks such as Cato, Savannah, Motomasters, Frozen Ocean, and Unadilla, etc. He said he took his licks and learned the hard way how to ride motocross properly. Then he realized it was probably safer to enjoy cross country. I don't know if I agree with that. He said he started racing in Arma in 2016, so he's been at this for 9-10 years. His first event was Johnny B or White Rose, and that was back before they had to race number 3. The only vintage eligible bike he had at the time was his little 1980 MX 100, which was his first real bike, and he still has it, he says. When they added race number 3, that'd be the dual disc. They didn't have enough time for the sight lap anymore, so he just figured he would pay and get an extra lap in with a race that was earlier, and he did the MX 100 intermediate class, and he said he really liked that. He said the expensive sight lap paid off because I was soon able to chase Josh Fulmer and Grant Reichert in the pre-mod open intermediate class. He said he dabbled with the 1976 YZ 125 and historic 200 class, which is more vintage to him than the post-vintage, but obviously falls into the post-vintage number 2 class. He self-promoted himself up to expert last year, and he's been running expert ever since. He's hoping and praying for many years of fun and riding challenging, and he loves the people and the exercise that he gets from it. I wanted to read that through because I felt like if I skimmed over it, I was going to miss something that I felt was pretty important. He took the time and effort to put that into that, and it was a really good read in my opinion. Now these guys are closing in fast. Got a good race going on. I hope y'all enjoyed it while I was spouting off. And I think 99's got Jim's number here. He cannot seem to make this 125 work any faster. Now in this new series, if any of you other guys want to try your hand on a GoPro, give me a holler. I'll strap it on you, try to get the angle set right for you, and if it all works out, we'll make one of these videos specializing in yourself. I got John Ashcraft coming up. Next time he shows up, I got Mike Blackwell on the docket. Any other guys that want to jump right in here, feel free. Let me know. Shoot me a text. We'll make a small list up of who wants to try this and see themselves out there, see how they are. Especially on the TV, it's kind of fun. Now I'm pretty sure I don't take this all the way out to the last lap, but maybe I do. And I'll let you guys watch the rest of this on your own. enjoy Jim's ride. And next up on the dock, it's going to be Brian Haney on the most beautiful Husky you've ever seen. Have a good one, guys.